Greetings, this is Cecilia Edeline from Alubat. We're here in Les Sables d'Olonne, the Alubat shipyard headquarters. Alubat has been building boats since 1973 and is specialized in the manufacture of 100% aluminum blue water sailing yachts. Today, we are going to present the OVNI 370. The OVNI 370 is a sailing yacht designed by two naval architecture firms, Mortain, Mavrikios and CBA. The sailboat is 11.95 meters long with a 3.99 meter beam. She is built in aluminum, as mentioned earlier, but the thickness of the aluminum is variable. The hull is 10 millimeters thick under the waterline, 8 millimeters thick at the top sides, and the deck is 6 millimeters. The design incorporates a rounded and inverted bow, giving her a longer waterline length, thereby improving her performance. The rounded bow also gives her a smooth passage through the waves and a very nice interior volume. This is clear, just looking at the chain locker. It is large and deep. Though not visible from here, there is also a watertight crash box beneath the floor, below the waterline. The anchor locker is compartmentalized, meaning you can stow the chain further aft and your rod, or leader line, a little further forward. We also have here a beautiful bowsprit that features a double bow roller. It is also equipped with a secure tack point for the head sails out in front. Here we have the standard solent. Then, just aft of the chain locker is a chain plate for a staysail. Just aft of that, we have the windlass controls to raise and lower the anchor. As you can see, the deck is very flat. This adds to the advantages of the panoramic coach roof and offers a beautiful foredeck space for either sail handling or to practice yoga, if that's your thing. So, it's a really great space for activities as well as being a nice sun deck. Another interesting feature to note is how the deck layout incorporates the mooring cleats. There are 2 at the bow, 2 amidships, and 2 at the stern. The stanchion bases are welded directly to the tow rail, which leaves a space under the stanchions for water drainage. Heading a little further aft, you can see the coach roof features an unusual protuberance. In fact, this boat is equipped with a reflex stove for onboard heating. This is the chimney. We'll see that a little later on, inside. Then, at the foot of the mast, equipped with 2 sets of aft-swept spreaders, there are several blocks that lead all the sail maneuvering lines back to the cockpit. This makes single-handed or short-handed sailing possible, all from inside the cockpit. You can also see here the blue and red lines, which are for raising and lowering the keel, as the OVNI 370 is a centerboarder. The draft is 92 centimeters when the keel is fully lifted, and 3.08 meters when the keel is down. It's a manual system that runs to a winch in the cockpit. It is very reliable. As you can see here, moving around on board is simple and pleasant. You don't have to twist and turn. The shrouds are very well placed. The side deck is a comfortable width, and there are handrails all along the coach roof up to the hard dodger. The boat is equipped with an all-aluminum dodger with plexiglass windows. The plan for this boat is oriented more towards high-latitude sailing, but that being said, with big squalls in the Caribbean, it is also very welcome. The OVNI 370 features an aluminum arch, which has several functions, housing the solar panels, the VHF antennas, and holding the dinghy. So here, there is a place to install a hoist for the dinghy. The cockpit is well protected, as it is completely enclosed. There are guide wires that close the top of the stern rail, and below there is a fabric enclosure in betaline canvas. There are 2 helm stations. The main helm station is to starboard, as the engine controls are right here. Just forward, there is space to fit various electronic equipment. Here we have the autopilot and a secondary windlass controller. Other equipment is of course available at the helm station. To this end, we work closely with Mortain here in Les Sables d'Olonne. They really are experts in the field and take care of the installation of all the electronic equipment. Here at the helm, we also have very easy access to the winches on either tack to trim the head sail sheets. So, whether it's the spinnaker or the Code Zero, the two optional winches are ready. On the aft deck, to access the bathing platform, one has to lift the seat. On the transom of the OVNI 370, we find various equipment. There are storage lockers. This one is the gas locker. And here a storage locker. Each of these is also accessible from inside the cockpit. All the OVNI 370s are equipped with an outboard bracket that allows you to stow your tender engine. Here we have a deck shower with hot and cold water, as well as the integrated bathing ladder. This boat is equipped with an optional hydro generator, which clips into this bracket and connects to this socket to provide energy on board, in addition to the solar panels. So, as well as the storage lockers, here on the bathing platform, there is also access to the life raft locker. It is very deep and can be used to store other things such as diving equipment. As you can see, it's a very comfortable transom for getting on board. It's also equipped with handrails on both sides. Here we are in the very welcoming cockpit. All the sail maneuvers are centralized at the companionway, which leaves the cockpit completely free for the crew. Here we have direct access to the technical locker to stow various kinds of equipment, provisions, or whatever, without having to go down through the saloon. Under this seat we have another locker to store lines and other equipment. The very clever table is made in teak, but is also available in synthetic resin. There is access through the side to be able to get at the stowed bottles or glasses without having to lift the top when it's full of food. It's quite practical. So now back to maneuvers. Here we have all the lines and cleats. To starboard, there is a manual winch, which is standard equipment. An electrical winch is also available, which is especially handy for the mainsail halyard. This is where all the lines come together: the main sheet, solenoid sheets, and reefing lines, etc. The blue line is for the centerboard, and the red line is to lock it in position. It is, of course, possible to use the winch to raise the centerboard. Here under the hard dodger, the environment is very protected, with the large plexiglass windows providing superb visibility. This boat is equipped with an instrument console. This lets the whole crew see the various data on how well the boat is performing. The other important feature here is, of course, the completely integrated companionway door. The door has an aluminum frame and a plexiglass top and is totally watertight. It can be set in this horizontal position for ventilation inside the boat, or it can be completely closed like this. In this position, the door is totally watertight. Welcome to the interior of the OVNI 370. It is designed so that the essential features of the interior are available as soon as you go below. There is immediate access to the chart table to port. Just at the foot of the companionway, there is a drawer refrigerator. Here, there is a wet locker. the engine control panel, and of course to starboard, the head. When one enters this boat, the first sensation is one of light and visibility, especially when you sit at the chart table or around the saloon table, which can seat 6 to 8 people. The saloon is on a platform, which allows you to, well, to take advantage of the view outside, even when you are inside the boat. This boat is equipped with a reflex stove. Normally the bench seat continues round in an L shape. The raised saloon means there is a lot of storage space, both here under the seats and under the floor. To the port side of the boat, there is the chart table. Really functional, and again, it has the kind of visibility necessary for keeping watch from inside the boat. The visibility really is exceptional, whether it's here at the chart table or when you're sitting in the saloon. At the chart table, there is access to various instruments, as well as to the electrical panel. The electrical system is bipolar, fully insulated, and has an integrated leak tester because, of course, it is very, very important on an aluminum boat. It is easy to appreciate here the boat's electrical system, with each circuit clearly labeled. The boat is fully insulated using sprayed cork and foam. The sprayed cork is excellent thermal insulation, while the foam has a high thermal inertia. Combined, they work very, very well to insulate the boat. This OVNI 370 has 2 cabins, one cabin aft and one forward. The galley runs the length of the saloon. When heeled over, one is very well secured thanks to the backrest here and the aluminum handrail here. Of course, the OVNI 370 is a long-distance cruising boat. When one thinks of blue water cruising, the need for storage space always comes to mind. The boat is very well equipped with storage space. You've got high cupboards here and, of course, many drawers. Baskets can also be used in the shelves here. The 330-liter water tank is here on the port side under the floorboards, while on the starboard side there is a 480-liter fuel tank. The galley is, of course, well ventilated, with this hatch integrated into the panoramic coach roof. The panoramic roof has 5 hatches like this one, which really makes for good ventilation of the boat. This is also very important. Here we are in the forward cabin. It is also very bright, with 2 hull windows in the top sides and 2 deck hatches. This forward cabin can be equipped with a suspended sail locker, which takes up some of the ceiling space and is accessible from the deck. Of course, there is a lot of storage space here as well, with lockers on either side of the berth, a wardrobe to port, storage space right here at the foot of the berth, as well as storage space here to starboard. Both cabins, like this one, are equipped with reading lights, each of which also includes a USB port, which is very convenient. Just aft of this forward cabin, there is the spacious shower. This boat is equipped with the stove heater, so there is a dedicated diesel tank installed here, which is supplied by the main diesel tank. But it is also possible to use this space for a washing machine or for additional storage. Before moving on to the aft section, I want to show you this space here, which is the access panel to the centerboard box. As I explained a little earlier, the centerboard control lines pass through the compression post and then back to the cockpit. Here we can see directly where those lines go. Here in the aft cabin we have access to the battery shut-off switches, as all the batteries are located under this double berth. There is, of course, a lot of storage space in this double cabin. On the other side of the door, there is a side access panel to the engine. There is also access to the forward side of the engine from under the companionway. So there is good access to the 38 horsepower Nanny engine. It's very comfortable for carrying out maintenance. There is also access to the filters, and there is another side panel in the head. We continue onto the head, where you'll see lateral access to the engine, a wash basin, as well as the toilet and storage. Just behind this partition is the grey water holding tank. Here we are in the technical locker, which is the starboard aft compartment of the OVNI 370. This compartment is usually fully insulated and equipped with a floor, though there are different layouts available and can include either bunk beds or a workshop. This is a storage area where we can easily stow all the necessary equipment for the boat. It is also some place to install optional equipment, such as the freezer we have here, for example. This is also where all the chargers, inverters, and other technical equipment will be installed. There is also easy access to the boat's steering system, including both the steering system and the autopilot. As you can see, there is also direct access to the hull. The aluminum hull is visible because the boat is insulated from the waterline to the deck. Everywhere in the boat you can find this direct access to the hull by lifting the floorboards. So, technical access is really very easy. As you can see, the OVNI 370 is a long-distance sailing yacht. That's why we've equipped it with red lighting here at the chart table. Well, that concludes our tour. Of course, you can find more information on our website or on our social media. And if you like, we'll see you very soon in Les Sables d'Olonne for a visit to the shipyard.